topic is cell death. So, what's the mechanism that by that cell can lead to the death? So, in that discussion, we are mainly discussing the topics like necrosis, apoptosis, number 3 necroptosis, number 4 pyroptosis, number 5 pharoptosis, and the last one is autophagy. These all are the mechanisms that can lead to the cell death. Today we are mainly going to discussing about the necrosis. In next video we discussing the apoptosis, but today's video our main focus is on necrosis. So guys, remember that necrosis is always pathological. So guys, necrosis is never physiological. It is always pathological. And what's the mechanism of necrosis? So there are mainly two mechanisms by that cell is die with the help of necrosis. The two mechanisms include the denaturation of protein and other mechanism is the enzymatic digestion of cell. So guys, these are two mechanisms that help to cell to undergo necrosis. Remember that some key point regarding the necrosis. Necrosis is an accidental cell death. Necrosis is an accidental cell death, and in necrosis multiple cells die together. As we see in apoptosis, there are programmed cell death and only single cell die, but in necrosis group of cell die together. And other is the key feature of necrosis is cell is swell up. Guys, remember this, these are one liner is very important. Examiner can directly put into the MCQ. So guys, what are the mechanisms that can lead to the cell death? So normally denaturation of protein and the enzymatic digestions that can lead to the damage the plasma membrane. Damage the cell plasma membrane. That can lead to the cellular content. So if the plasma membrane is damaged, guys, is a plasma membrane. That's a normally bilipid membrane. If this plasma membrane is damaged, so here's a gap is created. So what happened? Cellular content is leak out from the cell. So damage to the plasma membrane can lead to the cellular content leak out of the cell. Okay guys, remember this. And this cellular content can lead to the what? It is elicited the inflammatory reaction. So as we all know, if the cellular content is come out to clear that debris, what body produces the compensatory response? Inflammatory response body is produced. So that can lead to the elicitate the inflammatory reaction. that inflammatory reaction is a protective reaction that help to remove the disease. So I hope guys this is clear to you. Now guys, I am going to tell you the types of necrosis. How many types of necrosis? So guys, there are generally 6 types of necrosis. Number 1 is coagulative necrosis. Which is also most common. Second one is the liquefactive necrosis. And third one is the caseous necrosis. And fourth one is the fat necrosis. And fifth one is the fibrinoid necrosis. And last one is a gangrenous necrosis. So remember guys, this is all 6 necrosis. What is the first one is a coagulative necrosis, second one is a liquefactive necrosis, third one is a caseous necrosis, fourth one is the fat necrosis, fifth one is the fibrinoid necrosis, and last one is the gangrenous necrosis. Now guys, we are going to see these all necrosis one by one in the detail. Along with the theory, I also show you the images that will help you to remember. So guys, let's continue with our discussions. So number 1 is, as I already told you, coagulative necrosis. So important points regarding the coagulative necrosis. It is a most common type of necrosis. And second is, it occurs in all body solid organ. It occurs in all body solid organ. But as you know, there are always exceptions. So one organ is so exception here, except brain. In brain, we usually see the liquefactive necrosis. Guys, the clear reason is still unknown. Scientists is not able to find out that why in brain we are seeing the liquefactive necrosis. There are many researches are going on. It's mainly occur due to brain having a lots of lipid. That's why in that there are liquefactive necrosis. There are many theories are present, but it's not important for us. And other is the, what are the solid organ means by solid organs? That includes like kidney, liver, spleen, that all are solid organ in our body that can lead to the coagulative necrosis. Well guys, important one liner. Most common organ that affected with coagulative necrosis. So guys, answer is heart. And guys, remember one point, whenever there is infarction, that can lead to the coagulative necrosis. What's the meaning of infarction? When infarction means that can lead to the localized area of a coagulative necrosis. And how guys infarction is produced? As we know, it mainly occurs due to decrease in blood flow, that we also called ischemia. So commonly, which organ are mostly we seen ischemic or ischemia that mainly affect heart, that can lead to the acute coronary syndrome, also called as myocardial infarction or heart attack. So in heart attack patient, if the heart is damaged, in that condition, which necrosis we are mainly seeing? If the heart myocardial cell are died, so which kind of necrosis we are going to see? In that mainly we see in the coagulative necrosis. If the infarct, if the ischemia is for prolonged time, multiple organs are affected, so that can also affect the kidney. So in kidney and other like liver, which necrosis we are going to see? We mainly see the coagulative necrosis. So guys, coagulative necrosis can also be considered as dry gangrene. So guys, what are the example of coagulative necrosis? Example is include like the burns, gangrene, mainly dry gangrene, and other is the Zenker's degeneration. If you read the microbiology, you read out the term Zenker's degradations. What's the meaning of that Zenker's degeneration? So normally it is seen in the typhoid that affect our rectus abdominalis, and the other is our skeletal muscle. Guys, this MCQ is previously here asked, so remember this. So guys, if we are seeing this coagulative necrosis on the microscopic level, what we are find out? Microscopically, finding of coagulative necrosis. So normally microscopically we are find that cell outline are preserved. So normally in that condition cell outline are preserved. Now we are write down the point. After that I will show you the images so it become clear to you. And other finding is the densely eosinophilic appearance. Why densely eosinophilic appearance? Eosinophilic means pinkish appearance. So why it comes pinkish appearance? Because due to loss of cytoplasmic RNA. Because cytoplasmic RNA giving the basophilic appearance. If we lose the cytoplasmic RNA in that condition, so cytoplasm become more pinkish. And other is includes the glassy appearance. What's the meaning of glassy appearance, guys? Normally this is the one cell. In that cell you can clearly see the smooth lining like that. That's called the glassy appearance. And why this glassy appearance is appear? It's mainly due to loss of glycogen. And the last one is moth-eaten appearance. Moth-eaten appearance. What's the meaning of moth-eaten appearance? It's mainly occurred due to digestion of organelle by lysosomal enzyme. So guys, in the image it's look like that, clear to you. There's blank space that is present. It's clearly, you can clearly see in the slide. I will show you. You can clearly see here the mouth eaten like appearance. Now we are going to see the image, guys. So here in the image you are clearly see that what cell are going under infarction. As we already discussed microscopically, here in that condition, here cell outline is preserved, so all the content are not leak out, it remain inside the cell because cell outline is preserved in that conditions. And here guys you can clearly see here then densely eosinophilic, it is densely eosinophilic. And as you clearly see here then how of the appearance, glassy appearance, it likes a glassy appearance. And why I already tell you guys what is the meaning of mouth eaten appearance. So organelles that are eaten by the lysosomes, it remains the blank space. So here guys some blank space are remain, so it is considered as a mouth eaten appearance. So I hope guys this coagulative necrosis is clear. And what's our next necrosis? Our next one is liquefactive necrosis. So guys, why liquefactive necrosis? Liquefactive necrosis is mainly due to enzymatic digestion of cell. Mainly due to enzymatic digestion of a cell. And what is the example of the liquefactive necrosis? Brain injury, abscess, and any fungal infection. Remember guys that in that cell outline are not preserved. Cell outlines are not preserved. As we know, in the coagulative necrosis cell outlines are preserved and it can be considered as wet gangrene. So guys, here the image is show the in the brain. Here it's clearly show you the liquefaction of the brain. So normally guys, as I tell you, if the ischemia occur in other organ, that can lead to the what kind of necrosis? Coagulative necrosis. All the solid organ can go under the coagulative necrosis. Exception is the brain. If there is an ischemia in the brain, that can lead to the liquefactive necrosis. So guys, our next necrosis is caseous necrosis. Guys, remember that caseous necrosis is a cheese-like appearance. It is also called the combination of coagulative necrosis plus liquefactive necrosis. It is a combination of coagulative necrosis and the liquefactive necrosis. So guys, in the image, as you can clearly see, here's an cheese-like appearance. So guys, what are the examples of a caseous necrosis? Example that includes that we commonly see in the tuberculosis. If it become very severe, we are see the caseolating granuloma are seen. And it is mainly because of due to the lots of mycolic acid is present. That's why it is show the caseous granulomas in that conditions. And other example is the fungal infection. What kind of fungal infection? Histoplasmosis and coccidomycosis. In this infection, we are also seeing the what kind of necrosis? Caseous necrosis. And our next point is what? Fat necrosis. So normally guys, fat necrosis is divided into the two classes. Number one is the traumatic and second one is the enzymatic. Traumatic and enzymatic. What's the meaning of traumatic? As just imagine that one woman is driving a car and suddenly there is a car accident and his breast is fully attacked by the steering, that can produce the trauma of the breast, and that trauma that produce, that can cell will die also, that can produce the fat necrosis. Accident. And what is the meaning of the enzymatic? So enzymatic is seen in the omentum, pancreas and mesentery. So what's the pathology of the fat necrosis? So guys, here a pancreas. If due to any reason like acute pancreatitis or due to sudden trauma, there's a damage of pancreas. So if the sudden damage of pancreas, that can lead to the leak out of the pancreatic content. What is the main content of the pancreas? It is a lipase. So lots of lipases leak out. So guys, what happened? Lots of lipases leak out. So these lipases are what? Free fatty acid. So that free fatty acid bind with what? Calcium, and that can lead to the sponification of calcium, and that can give you the what kind of appearance? Like the chalky white deposits. Here guys, in the image you are clearly seeing that what? Chalky white deposits. So I hope guys that fat necrosis is also clear. And our next necrosis is fibrinoid necrosis. So guys, normally fibrinoid necrosis is seen in the immunal necrosis, that also called, that is mainly seen in the type 2 and type 3 hypersensitivity reaction. So that can lead to the what? If there is hypersensitive reaction, that is reaction between the antigen and antibody, that can lead to the formation of the what? Immune complex. So that can lead to deposition of immune complexes, and that immune complexes give you what kind of appearance? It gives you a fibrin like appearance. So guys, here are one blood vessels. In the center you will clearly see the lots of red blood cells, and here in the tunica media of the cell you will clearly see that fibrin like appearance. So guys, what are the example of the fibrinoid necrosis? Example that includes is the Escoff's module, Escoff nodules that seen in rheumatic heart disease. Other example includes the like malignant hypertension and last one is polyarteritis nodosa. Vasculitis. So in all these conditions guys, we are going to see the fibrinoid necrosis. So here are example of vasculitis that are given in the image, and last necrosis that remain left is a gangrenous necrosis. So guys, that gangrenous necrosis is mainly seen in limbs. It can be dry gangrene or it can be wet gangrene. If it can be dry gangrene, that when what we called coagulative necrosis, and if it is a wet gangrene, then what we called liquefactive necrosis. So guys, remember this all point, it's very important. So now overview, there are mainly the cell death that occur by the necrosis. What's the meaning of necrosis? Necrosis is always pathological. It is an accidental cell death and the large group of cells that undergo death. And mechanism that I already shared with you. And what's the types of necrosis? Coagulative necrosis, which is the most common. Other is liquefactive necrosis, then the caseous necrosis, then fat necrosis, then fibrinoid necrosis, and the last one is the gangrenous necrosis. And all the regarding gangrenous important point that I already tell you. And guys, very important, remember the images. Examiner can give you the direct images and ask you that this is the what kind of necrosis. There are very common questions, and every exam 1 or 2 questions are present in that modules. So thank you guys, that's all for today.